I believe that the reason God created man was for management.
Really? I have never heard it put that way.
The first thing is to be honest with yourself. You can never have an impact on society if you have not changed yourself.
God will never allow growth where there is no management.
Wow, wow, wow.
So instead of praying for things from God, pray for the management ability.
Everything I tell you is true. Everything I open my mouth and I say is correct because heaven directs me on what to say. Eligwe, heaven will tell me and I will tell you it will come to pass in front of your eyes, not behind you. You will see it happening.
God will withhold things from you if you cannot manage them.
When you look at the facts that something around 1 million people perished as a result of the actions of the British and Russian and Nigerian federal governments.
Vis-a-vis what we see in Nigeria, which is truly not, it should not be surprising. Look, what's happening in Nigeria is barbarous. It's horrible. I mean, it's complete madness, yet it's not a priority. The United States unilaterally could do almost anything it needs to do. It would be a long-term effort, but it could be done. And the United States has the capability. All the elements of power, we have those.
So why not?
It's not a priority. That's the problem. We are committed elsewhere in the world. Black West Africa is not a priority.
Anybody who changes his principles depending on whom he is dealing, that is not a man who can lead a nation.
No way. When the time comes, it's okay. What stupid country is this? So when you see you try somebody's secret, when you like, you try a secret, when you like it's in public, what stupid country is that? What stupid country is that, I ask you? When you like, you try in secret, when you like, you try in private, they are killing my people. They are killing my people. They are killing IPOBs. They are killing my people. After killing my people, you tell me what to tell in secret? The person is mad. Completely mad. Tell Buhari, that's what I said. That he is mad. He cannot tell me. He cannot tell me. He's a madman. There's a contempt of court proceedings here. Contempt of court. They don't obey court order. They don't obey court order. You're telling me secret trial. Is the person mad?
I, Nnamdi Kanu, will sacrifice anything sacrificable to make sure that Biafra comes.
We hereby declare no election, no 2023 general election in Biafra land. This no election in Biafra land has been activated. We are going to make it a task that must be done by every Biafran. All measures will be put in place to make sure the adequate civil disobedience is implemented to stop the election in Biafra land.
the meaning of discovery, it means to bring to light something that is buried on the ground. If you can accept that, then you know that Biafra is coming. There is nothing man can do about it. It's too late. Way, way too late. The countdown has begun.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, welcome to this live broadcast today, the 9th day of this January 2023. Today is Monday, and today, of course, is the sit-at-home day. Seated at home all over Biafra land to prove and to tell the Nigeria contraption that we are ready to leave the contraption called Nigeria, and we are not interested in anything that has to do with Nigeria. I welcome you live to this program today, and today is the 9th day of January, and of course 2023, and today is the second week. This is the second week of the year and of the month January and of the year 2023. We are getting close to the days and the end of the countdown. Today is 55 days to leave the contraption Nigeria. Today also we have seen what is happening in Oduduwa land. We are welcoming the Oduduwa people to the main focus of freedom, and we are telling them that we are behind them. We have seen that people have been killed, 2 people have been shot dead, and maybe they are going to kill more people. And that is the trademark of whatever is called Nigeria. And that is why we're going to destroy that place. We're going to make sure that we eradicate the name of Nigeria from the map of the world. We're going to make sure that Fulani will never again smell any nation to actually conquer and to think of conquest. I want to welcome you as you join this program today. I want to say, please like this video, and also you have to subscribe to the channel if you have not, and then begin to share it on all your social media platforms. We're going to be having our guest today, Prince Ezem Ihenacho. He's going to be joining us shortly, any moment from now. And I want to say thank you for the messages, those sending messages. I want to thank you. Thank you, Barry White, Eric Barry, sorry. I said Barry White, sorry. I was thinking of Barry White, of that musician called Barry White. Eric Barry, thank you. Mrs. Adazayan, thank you. Ogumbiade, Diana, thank you for joining. I want to appreciate you guys for your messages and People Breakthrough Project for your life, health, and wellness. Thank you for joining. I want to welcome you all to this program. Today is going to be wonderful because we're discussing and looking at the benefits of fighting the war Fulani has brought to us. And today we're looking at radical and why, understanding it's a radical awareness freedom program, and under the auspices of Biafra Global Network in the particular program called Mind Surgery Show. Today is the Mind Surgery Show, and of course we'll be looking towards, every of our program is tilted towards the concept of saying that we sensitize people radically in this season, or in this time of freedom, in this time that we're entering our freedom. I want to appreciate you all for joining, and I want to say thank you. Already we have our guest in the studio. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, lovers of freedom all over the nations of the world, Oduduwa Nation, Biafra Nation, Hausa Nation, and all nations that are thinking of freeing themselves from the contraption, who are tired of being in this stupid and this crazy entity called Nigeria, and who are tired of being under the Fulani Caliphate, under the marauders who are illiterate and who don't have anything to offer, yet think that they have the control over other people. I want to welcome you, and I say please welcome our guests live on stage. Thank you so much. We appreciate you for joining. Thank you. In spite of your time, you always make it out to talk to Biafrans, and we say welcome. Please say hello to Biafrans. We're waiting.
Oh, Kelechi, thank you so much. I thank God. I give God glory. You can see how bright it is where I am.
Yes.
For a new day, a new day that He has dedicated, God has dedicated and given to us, and have all intentions to make us work, make us do that which is meant for this day. So I call on God Almighty to come and speak through us. Let it be his own words, not our own. And may it sink into the hearts of my fellow Biafrans and freedom-loving people across the world, especially our Oduduwa brothers and sisters. So I ask this in the name of Yeshua. Amen. My fellow Biafrans, I thank you all that are faithful. Thank you all that are dedicated. Thank you all that understand what this mission, this divine mission is all about. Let me reassure you all that it doesn't matter how few or how many we are. God has decided and God has chosen those that he's going to work with to achieve this mission. So don't worry about all the distractions. How would it be God and how would God's glory be felt if everybody agreed? If everybody agreed, how would we see the miracle and the glory of God? God is a jealous God, and he always wants to preserve his glory. Through the few, God will prove himself that he is the same God yesterday, the same God today, the same God tomorrow, and the same God forever. I thank you all, and let's get it on. Thank you.
That's the right, you know, the right footage to start the program today. I'm talking about God. If it has to be God, then there must be signs of some kind of incapability and some signs of impossibility, so that it can be obvious that it is God that is actually in control. Wow, great one. We thank you for that smooth introduction and want to appreciate you. Afamefula, thank you so much. You said happy sit at home. Yes, happy sit at home for all our people all over Biafra land sitting at home today to mark the course of what we are expecting, you know, and we're expecting the mass sit at home that is going to happen. Of course, we have told you, keep listening and waiting for instructions from the spokesperson of Biafra, Mazi Simon Ekpa. Today we were on space. We spent 4 hours, about 4 hours, 30 minutes on space today, and we were looking critically on the issue of the benefit of fighting the war Fulani has brought to us, rather than going for election, telling us how expensive the concept of election is compared to fighting the war that Fulani has brought. I want you to make your input in this particular talk also, you know, because our people must understand and have their mind reconfigured for this particular information.
Before I go into that, please can I take permission from all of you, because I've got a commitment somewhere, so there might be some interruptions. I'm just going to go in the car now, and I'll be driving. There may be interruptions.
All right, we can see a call is coming in also.
I'm getting one already.
Yeah, call is coming on. It has already affected. So let's allow you.
Yes, and usually I know that as this call is coming now, once it's finished, it will dim my voice, so I might not hear.
It has already dimmed it. It's already low. It's already low,
so
yes.
Please, oh yeah. So please, as soon as this call finishes, I'm gonna go out again. I'm gonna come back in again, and then please, you have to repeat that question, because
definitely.
This morning.
Definitely.
Okay. So I'm gonna go out.
All right. Now, Biafrans, we are ready. We are ready to go. The Oduduwa people, we actually send our condolences to the families of those people who have lost their loved ones today because they're asking for freedom. I want to tell you that we are together. Oduduwa Nation should understand we are together and we're fighting this together. Our condolences to those people who have lost their family members in the killing in Lagos today, are saying that together we shall get this freedom. The Fulanis have crossed the Rubicon, they have crossed the line, and we are no more going to look at them and kid gloves anymore. And thank you, sir. You're welcome back. We're actually looking at I actually said we were on I hope you're still there, because it seems your network has gone very low. And
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yes, I can hear you, but your video is paused because of your network.
Yeah.
The network signal is very low from here. So since you can hear, so let's just continue. We were on Twitter Space today, and the focus was that we were looking at critically. We had so many submissions today. People said what they had to say, and people said it the right way they had to say. And I saw from today, I mean, in today's space, you know that people are resolved for this freedom. People are determined to be free. And that is the spirit, and that is the awareness we'll be making. And we see that our people are strongly in this. And we discuss critically how cheap it is to fight this war that Fulani has brought, and how expensive, extremely expensive, in fact, life to the point of threatening lives and destroying lives, very destructive, the concept of election compared to the peace, the everlasting peace, the continuous peace that we enjoy having our freedom. I don't know whether you can wade into this matter and also lend your voice to this fact that fighting this war that Fulani has brought is far, 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 far. In fact, it's the cheapest thing we can do compared to election.
I couldn't agree more. In fact, you don't have to be in the spirit to know it. The physical tells you that what we are doing now and what we must do is the cheapest. It is the least, the very least we must do. Let me see if I can break it down so you can understand. Please, as I'm driving, there might be interruptions, so bear with me. It will adjust.
We're already having the interruption, so we understand. We're already having it here. We know it's going to be like that, since you're driving, because of the, the road, connection, the road connection along the road. So we're going to expect him. He's going to be coming in again. As soon as he hears us, he's going to come in. Okay, he's back. So let's have him back. So
can you still hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Wonderful, wonderful. So why is this the cheapest thing we must do? Why is this the least we must do? Let me tell you why. Oh my God, what is going on? Can you hear you? Wonderful.
Can hear you, yes. Oh, you're out again. Okay. Please bear with he's actually driving, so just understand with us. All right, please, so go on. You're off again. Maybe you have to go out and come in again. We can't hear you now. Hopefully we're going to have you. Okay. All right. So you're connected now.
I'm so sorry. I hope that at some point it will stabilize. Hopefully. Usually when I'm in this area, it keeps doing this, but I'm hoping that it will stabilize. Can you all hear me?
Loud and clear, we can.
Wonderful. Now, I want people to understand what the word intention, what intention means. In fact, it is intention that God judges us by, because there is nothing we do or we try to do that is not propelled by intention. So I want you people to understand that the intentions of Fulani, intention. Because if you lose sight of intention, you will be playing games with this thing because you don't understand the intention of Fulani and also the British government that are propelling, that are the main propellant of this agenda. Let me say to all Biafrans that as far as the British government and Fulani are concerned, Fulani will always have what I would describe as an axe over every Biafran head. That axe will remain there forever. That means they will continue to kill Biafrans until they achieve their intention. Intention. I need you to understand this intention is something you're not going to change it. It can be changed. If you want to understand Fulani's intention, you have already been referred to go and read the Abuja Declaration of 1989 or so. Go and read it if you haven't read it. But you don't need to read it if you're happy to take what we are saying to be the truth. We don't lie. Fulani has intention to Islamize the entire Nigeria. Nigeria, do not forget, Nigeria is equivalent to madness. Nigeria is equivalent to foolishness. Nigeria is equivalent to death. Nigeria is equivalent to obituary. Nigeria is the opposite of intellectualism. Nigeria, you need to understand, is the second name for destruction. Please, please, please don't take what I want you to know, that I can only tell you the truth. So every Biafran's life is at stake as far as the Fulani continues to operate. And any delay, the more delay, each day that comes, you are enabling, each day that passes that you don't have Biafra, you are enabling Fulani to achieve their aims. Every day, every second, and if you go for election, you have now given them the wide scope for them to continue to develop and fasten their ideas. Anything you're doing that stops Biafra from coming, every second that passes is enabling Fulani to fulfill their intention against you, Biafrans. Don't forget that even these stooges they are using, like Obi and Co., they are still meat to be consumed, but for later, because they are using them for now so that they can whittle all of you down before they home in on all these stooges. Because Fulani holds no love for anybody that is coming from this location.
Sure.
And you see, I don't think I even need to, if you're intelligent, I wouldn't need to be even explaining this to you by now.
Very well.
What you are fighting for now is your life and the life of your future generations. I have been warning people about this fixation and the idolatrous worship of money. Money will destroy you people. Money, this money. Because whenever they give you money, the stomach economy will destroy you people. Life is above everything else, apart from God. Life. Without life, there is nothing. There is no money. There is no food. So why not go for the primary thing, which is life? Which is life. So I am telling you now, believe you me, this war, this fight, this whatever you call it, is the least thing and is the less expensive of every and any other thing you might be thinking.
Please, before you go on, I want you to take these things one after the other. Let's look at the costs of allowing Fulani to continue and this what we are saving by rejecting and fighting back. Now, let's look at the economy. We know the situation of the economy of Biafra nation and how the economy of Biafra nation is being destroyed by these Fulanis. For instance, the resources coming from only oil and gas massively is going away somewhere else. Now, can you explain to Biafrans the costs, the economic costs of what we are saving by fighting this war Fulani has brought to us? Economic first.
Thank you for that. And I'm only going to be talking now because this thing will have primary and secondary.
Yes.
I'm starting with the most minimal destruction of economy that is physical, you can see for yourselves. Then I will talk about the spiritual, the incalculable waste of resources and our economic power,
right,
which is located in the ideas,
that's it,
in the ingenuity that you will find in each Biafran that you can't even begin to comprehend, because Fulani had repressed all of them. So I want to begin by saying, have you not seen for yourselves that the Fulani had the agenda to starve every Biafran to death? Have you not seen their cows, if not for ESN, that would have destroyed all your food crops? Have you not seen their military setting ablaze your marketplaces? What don't you know what these things mean? Do I have to lecture you for you to understand what this means? That's why when they talk about sit at home, you're starving your people, I look at them, I say, woe unto you that have eyes but cannot see. Woe unto you that have ears but you can't hear. Woe unto all of you. You're talking about starving people. You're talking about destroying people's livelihood. But you can't see that Fulani has this agenda, which they deployed even during the 1967-70 war, whereby they had to introduce food blockade that killed us in millions, that they are replicating the same thing over and over again. Okay, today it is the Fulani and their agents that are destroying property in Igbo land. It doesn't matter whether you say, but it is the fellow Igbo that are doing it. Yes, those fellow Igbos are working at the behest of Fulani.
that's
Those
right,
fellow Igbos, okay, are the byproducts of Nigerian project. Without
right.
Nigeria, you won't have those fellow Igbos. So I don't like when people are not showing intelligence in understanding and seeing clearly. It worries me. I begin to query whether we still have the brain of human or the brain of animals. Have you not seen what Fulani is doing in our farmlands, apart from the help of ESN? Have you not seen Fulani destroying our market, knowing that that is where we bring our food? Have you not seen Fulani setting people's property ablaze? And if you ask them to replace it, they are just going to build you a bacha, because they are backward people. They have nothing to do with posterity in humanity. Nnamdi Kanu had asked you, show me a Fulani who is a scientist. Show me a Fulani who can manufacture things, apart from stealing, apart from crippling everybody else and making Dangote the sole exporter of this and that and that. Show me a Fulani. So, are you people not seeing it for yourselves that the military of Fulani are setting people's property ablaze? Have you not seen that they are burning down your markets? How many of you that are complaining about 5 days sit at home, how many of you are complaining about this evil in Fulani? These are things you can see with your koro eyes. But how about the real economy of Biafrans, which God has tied to our ingenuity, to our ability to reason, to our ability to manufacture things? Don't you know that it is because of you that we do not have 24-hour light? Because they know that if there is 24-hour light, Biafrans will begin to manufacture things. Biafrans, the ingenuity in Biafrans will start working. You don't understand?
Very well.
Do you really know what a Biafran represents? Just yesterday, I made a broadcast, which I invite people to go to my Facebook wall and begin to listen to it. Okay? Go to my Facebook wall, Prince Ezem Ihenacho. Go there and you see, because I wanted to show the world the sort of things Biafrans are going to bring, the sort of things Oduduwas are going to bring. I wanted to make the world understand the blessing that God is bringing onto humanity through us. And it's only us that can bring it. I wanted the world to see, I wanted to give them a tip of the iceberg, because they are the ideas that God has endowed us with. You can't find anywhere else in the world. It is not contained in Oxford University. It is not contained in Harvard University. BBC does not have it. Nowhere in the world, trust me. And I'm not bragging. But this is what the Fulani, okay, have repressed. So when I tell you that Nigeria is designed to ruin and destroy human ingenuity, it is the ingenuity of Biafrans and Oduduwa they are actually ruining. Okay? When I tell you that Nigeria is designed and Nigeria is structured to manufacture, and watch my words carefully, watch the adjectives I'm using, because I can qualify all of them and give you specific examples, so you know I'm not just talking because I want to talk. Nigeria is designed to manufacture malfunction on a regular, on a persistent, on a progressive, and on a permanent basis. Let me take one of those adjectives and then show you evidence of what I mean. Because if I start explaining all of them, we might not have the time to discuss other things Kelechi wants to ask me. I want to look at the issue of progressive, because I said Nigeria is designed to manufacture malfunction on a progressive basis. That word progressive is responsible for this day, where even in 2015, Nigeria could only present two unqualified criminals as its presidential candidates. And today, we now have 3 criminals and supporters of criminality as a choice for 250 million people to choose from as their presidential candidates. It is because of the progressive nature of Nigeria that we are now at a stage where for you to qualify as a presidential candidate, you must have a badge proving you and confirming you as a criminal. Otherwise, you can't qualify. Yet, people are hoping against hope and psychotically believing that one day it will get better. You are having pre-criminals as your president, and you believe that an orange tree will produce mangoes for you. That is another level of insanity. Trust me. That is another definition of insanity. Believe you me, I won't be saying it if it is not true. Kelechi, please ask me other questions.
Now, you have talked about the economic, benefits that we are going to actually, because if without the people, we're not going to be even talking about economy. Now, we want to look at the side of the lives that can be saved. For instance, we've been having, Fulanis cutting the heads of people, shooting people, using machete to, cut people into pieces, and all of these. Now, when we decide to fight this war that they have brought, how much will it affect the number of people we can save from dying because of the election that they want to endorse? And how does this fighting back help us save more lives?
All right, I love that question. Let me answer it in this way so people can understand. And I want people to really allay the fear of this fight. Let me promise people that, in fact, this fight will be the quickest in history of Nigeria.
That's right.
Why it will be the quickest is because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did some wonderful work.
Wow.
Because what he has done is to open the eyes of even the Hausas. The real Hausas have now known who the enemy is. Let me tell you, it will surprise the Fulani when these things start.
That's it.
And I like to work with metaphors. I'm a saint of Christ who spoke to the world in parables, because parables are powerful. Metaphors are like parables. Let me ask Biafrans, what do you think a criminal will steal from your home if they operate with their own timing and with their own agenda? Do you think what they are going to end up achieving will be less than what they will get if you confront them unawares, or confront them before they get in, before they do it their way? Do you think they will achieve as much?
That's right.
When you go forth and confront them? Will it be less or will it be more? So let me now bring it home. The fight we are going to unleash on the Fulani will be dictated by us. That means their initial intentions, which will have taken millions and the close shot that will have destroyed all of us in some way, shape, or form. We are going to restrict that. We are going to do them a disservice by intercepting them and countering them and beating them at their own game. Look, these are practical stuff. You don't have to theorize on them. You can, if you have brains, you will just see how it would work. That's why I'm saying to you, never entertain election. Never entertain anything that gives Fulani time for them to work on their own schedule, because that will be futile. Trust me. I'm not sure if people are actually flowing with me in what I'm trying to say. Am I being complex? Do I need to break these things down further?
No, you are not being complex. In fact, the next question I wanted to ask you is based on what you just said now, and that, taking the Fulanis unawares, and of course, why the election provides for them the opportunity to actually plan well and take you unawares. Now, I wanted to ask you, this question, because after this particular question you're answering now, the question I wanted to ask is this. I wanted to ask you, the election itself, why is the Fulani so interested in pushing the narrative of the election and making sure they force the Biafrans into the election by introducing Obi, into it, to set a kind of deceitful template where Biafrans will think that because their own person is involved, they have to go into election and also be part of the election. Now, considering what Malaifa and all of that said, what do you think is the behind plan? The plan behind that is being covered with the concept of election, that's using election as a basis of pushing this particular agenda. How quick do you think these Fulanis want to execute this agenda using the concept of the election?
Thank you. That is a brilliant question, and it is actually sparking me into so many fronts. Let me begin with the British, because when I start from there, you will start seeing the clearer picture. When you go to Britain, when you go to British government and you're complaining about what is going on in Nigeria, Britain would usually say to you, look, Nigeria is a sovereign nation. They are independent. You just have to go and deal with it. We know it is corrupt, but it is up to them. You have to use what is obtainable to change it if you want to change it, even though they know that the road they are sending you, there is no road there.
Very well.
They will tell you all sorts of things about how the Nigerian, the only thing they're interested in is Nigerian territorial integrity. And they will send you away. They will tell you they are not interested that Nigeria is a sovereign state. But now, watch what Britain does, and the whole of European community, America, etc. What they do once there is election. So you understand what this election means. They know that the slavery certificate is embedded on the election, in the election. Your slavery certificate, the renewal of your slavery certificate is on your election, participation in election. That is the renewal. Especially now they know that that Nigeria has expired since 2014. The only way you accredit Nigeria is through elections. That's why they all die for election. That's why you see them flying into Nigeria like madness and begin to even instruct you that you must not interrupt the election. The election must happen. Oh, anybody interrupting with it? Oh, we are going to send international observers. Now, are you people blind to see all these things I'm seeing? Or is it only me seeing it? Sometimes I sit down and I say to myself, is it that, and then I begin to understand why Nnamdi Kanu was screaming, and sometimes he will say, I don't know why God made me a black person. These people can't reason. These people, and it is all true, because I have come to realize that, and this is why I tell you, whenever you believe you are an animal, you will begin to behave worse than an animal, because even animals recognize danger. I've said it before, that when you see a hen with its chicks, a hen does not actually need to see the hawk physically. Once the hen sees the shadow of a hawk, immediately the hen will instruct her chicks to take cover, and it will become very irritable, because the hen will know that danger is around. But we are talking about people who are calling themselves human, mortal beings. Sometimes they claim that they are human beings, because I know they are not human. And they have seen all that the Europeans have done to Africa, and they will continue to do forever if you do not stop them. Yet, they saw Macron come in before that 2019 election. They were all celebrating. They saw what's his name? They saw Angela Merkel of Germany come. They were all jubilating. They saw what's her name? Miss Theresa May, who used to be the British Prime Minister then, come. Yes. And they were all jumping up and down in celebration. These are so-called human beings. They saw Prince Charles arrive, the owners of Nigeria, and they were all jubilating. They saw Bill Gates come. Nigerians, slaves, were all over celebrating and jumping up and down. They saw Mark Zuckerberg. All of them, hey, it was a fanfare. None of them said, but these are Europeans. These are the same people who have always cheated us. The same people who have never set any agenda to liberate Africa. None of them, because if it were the hen would have gotten worried, knowing the source of danger. So, these people, the same people that tell you, oh, we're not interested in what is happening in Nigeria, they are now also keen even to send you election observers that are only coming to observe fraudulent election that will yield what they are looking for. And what they are looking for is just that renewal of your slavery certificate. and you are all waiting on me to tell you and explain these things for you, and you still claim to be a human being. I am still in shock, I can tell you that. But for Christ's sake, let me not say exactly how I feel, because it will be similar to what Nnamdi Kanu had always said, and you can see why the poor guy was so tired, was drained.
Let's look at the issue of what happened in Lagos today. Now we have passed this stage of protest, and we had actually experienced what
happened in Lagos. I don't know. Tell me.
The Oduduwa nation carried out a protest today, and two protesters were shot by the Nigerian police, killed instantly in Ojota, Lagos today. And it's one of, because I actually spoke with one of the Oduduwa persons today, and I was giving also more details of what really happened and how it happened. And of course, we're still going to get that particular meeting on how we're going to work to effectively push this forward, the narrative forward. We're still going to have that. Now, I wanted to give a perspective to the Oduduwa people on how we experienced this killing based on protest, and how even if protest is necessary, we need to change tactics in this regard.
You see, this is also a part of the reasons why I see people who are condemning sit at home, irrespective of the number of days. I see them as lunatics. I'm being very honest. I see them as, of course, if they are educated, then they are the intellectuals of our time. Because before Nnamdi Kanu introduced the sit at home, people need to understand what preempted sit at home. The reason for sit at home wasn't only to commemorate and remember our fallen heroes. It became necessary because even the common civic duty to protest was denied the people.
That's right.
Our people were being shot like, in fact, you can't shoot animals like that. The world would revolt. Please, you people have got to give me, please, about 2 to 3 minutes, because I really want to pick up something and I want to collect a few things. Just give me, I'm going to go off my...
All right.
As well as thing. Give me 2 minutes. Just carry on now. As soon as I'm touched, please.
I'm trying to see if I can upload the video. All right, sir. We'll give it a time. Let me see if I can upload the video. I can bring the video of the killings today at Ojota. Let me see if I can get it out for our people to watch. I want to go to my archives now to see if I can see the video, and so that people will know what is happening in Lagos and what these evil people have brought to our land, and to let them know that we are not backing down, and we are firm on what we are asking and what we are demanding, and the cause of freedom, and of course the cause of getting our freedom. The Oduduwa nation are part of us because we are in an alliance. We are in alliance with the Oduduwa nation, and any killing in Oduduwa nation is tantamount to killing a Biafran. And that is what we have come to do, and then that is what we stand for. And we want to tell the Nigeria contraption that the killings they have been carrying all this while against our people is enough, and we are not going to take it anymore. We are not going to actually take it again. We know that what we are doing right now, just like we today, is the sit at home. We decided to choose the option of sit at home to secure the lives of our people, but they still want to bribe their stooges to make it look like the sit at home is also working against them. They want to make the people think that the sit at home is evil, whereas we actually protested on the streets. They still killed us. Now we have talked about sit at home. They still have to pay their people to come and discredit the sit at home. And that is why we say that those who are fighting the sit at home are morons, are stupid. because you cannot fight what is working for you. And if I may ask you, if you say the sit at home is causing the death of the people, then what did the protest do? Who was killing the people when they were protesting? Did we kill ourselves when we were protesting? Did we shoot any Biafran when we were protesting? We didn't shoot any Biafran. We didn't shoot anybody when we were protesting. Now we are saying sit at home because we saw that they were killing us. We saw that they were shooting and killing our people. We now said, let's sit at home so that they won't kill us again. And somebody comes to tell us that we are killing the people by letting them sit at home. Does it make sense to anybody? Does it make sense to reasonable people? That tells you that it is politically motivated and it doesn't make sense. And let me tell you something. Let me tell every Biafran something. You see, the only time you can, I want to know whether, okay, he's not yet back. Prince, if you are here, just let us know. Let's just hear your voice. I think your video will come on if you are here. So let me keep talking. And let me tell you, our people, something. You see, if you want to actually know that everything they're doing is actually lies, look at it in the other way around. You will discover that it doesn't make sense. If you want to know when people are lying against what you're doing and trying to fight you in that regard, especially when you are innocent and they're trying to cook up stories, just look at what they're saying critically, analytically, and reason it through. You discover it doesn't make sense. For instance, let's look at the issue of Jesus Christ. They looked around, they looked for things to nail him. They wanted to nail him by force before Pilate and before Caesar and before everybody, to tell them that he was an evil person, that he's evil. They looked around, they saw that he was innocent. They couldn't nail him. Suddenly they started saying that he said he's God, that he's going to destroy the temple and build it in 3 days. For God's sake, how does that make sense to anybody? Suddenly they said he's carrying himself to be God. For God's sake, how does that make any sense? The man has never ever said that he is God. He actually, because he said before Abraham, he has been there, and he said he's the son of God. So they took it as an offense. And they looked for anything that would make them to nail him. And that is why they were able to talk about Jesus. And Pilate was wondering, but this man has no offense. This man you're condemning has no offense. What has he done? What you're telling me now does not make sense. Because I've not seen any fault in this man. But here they said, kill him. We don't care whether you make any sense out of this whole thing or not. Just kill him. Just kill him. Now, if you look at all these idiots, all these people who are talking about an election, who are seeking for things to happen in the way they want it to happen, just look at what they are chasing and what they are pursuing. Just look at it. Just look at what they say. Look at those people at Finland, for instance. Look at the argument against Mazi Samonepa. In spite of the evidences Mazi Samonepa is given to them, in spite of the clear-cut evidences Mazi Samonepa was given to them, look at how they were arguing. Look at the kind of questions they were asking. Questions that made no sense. Look at somebody, a whole man who calls himself one who said he has been the head of Igbo Union, who was talking to Mazi Samonepa, telling Mazi Samonepa that we should allow the election to hold, and then after the election, and then we can now see how we can now begin to talk about Biafra freedom again. Can you imagine how a man reasons? Can you imagine that level of madness? That somebody will make that kind of statement? Is it not shocking to our people that these people are just horrible? And when people are in the wrong path, they begin to talk like they have no sense, like they make no sense. So that is what we find in this whole thing. Now, today on Twitter space, we had lots of people coming to talk about this issue of the fight and of the freedom and all of that is happening. And I will show you a particular video. Let me play this particular video, but let's see how we can get it up. And then we can now look at it. We can see. I'm looking for the one of the killing. I don't know how I'm going to get that. But our guest is here. Prince is already here. Please, you can continue on the narrative before I get the video of the particular killing of the people in the nation in Ojota. So please, you can go on, please.
Yeah, thank you. I wanted to remind everybody that the whole essence and the whole reason why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu instructed to sit at home was simply because Nigeria is a mad place. You see, I keep begging people to take out time to understand what Nigeria represents. I've also done an extensive broadcast to make people understand that what we have in that Nigeria are simply occupying forces.
That's it.
People think they have military. Look, I can tell you because I know where the military top brass train in Sandhurst in Britain. Okay, they are given different training. The military and the law enforcement agencies, top brass, are trained to see the citizens of Nigeria as foreigners, as enemies. They give them everything to condition their brains so that they are almost in confrontation with civilians. That's why an average recruit in the army believes that they are more important than a professor in the university.
Yeah, that's right.
You see, people do not know that what Europeans have organized in Africa, particularly Nigeria, are occupying forces. I mean, look, oh God, help us to come to realization of what is
I think you have to
us.
make our people. You have to make our people understand what occupying forces means, so that some people understand it because they understand the phrase occupying forces. It's very easy to understand. Some people don't really understand it.
Occupying forces are foreign forces. It doesn't matter whether they are you came from the same womb. Once they are conditioned to see you as the enemy, as somebody that they can do jump like wow with, as somebody they can ask to jump, to flog and torture and kill, it is an occupying force. It is used to control and destroy the people so that the people that own the army can come and get whatever they want. It is the army, and it is because they're carrying gun. It is the army, is the law, and the law enforcement agencies that are used for these purposes. So occupying forces are foreign forces. It doesn't matter whether they are bearing your name, because if they are not occupying forces, what they would do generally would be more of welfare work. That's why if you go to Europe or America or all these places where you don't have occupying forces, their military are usually used primarily to defend and fight for the integrity of and protection of civilians. Are we still together?
Yes, we're together. Yes, we are.
Yeah. And whenever you see their military coming out on the street, it's usually to come and provide welfare. Look, because sort of, I don't know whether people know that there is never a technology on earth, including the mobile phone we use. Every technology starts with the military. The military is where you have the most efficient technology, the most efficient manpower. That's why where the military is for the people, the military usually are the ones used whenever there is anything that is disastrous, anything that is difficult for civilians to cope with. Because if you need trenches, if you need anything to be built, if you want hospital to be built overnight, the military are the experts in doing these things, because that is what they face in war front. Wherever there is an obstacle, the military will come up with the technology and the answer to navigate it. So the military are solely used. That's why in Biafra, you will see that type of military where they are only meant to defend and protect our sovereignty, as well as work for the welfare of the people.
That's right.
They are not going to be occupying forces. So what you have in Nigeria, and why I tell you that Nigeria is never a country and will never be a country, is because I know that part of the components is this idea of imposing an occupying force. Okay? That's why they shoot at sight. They are empowered to do so. That is their work. That is why they get their promotion based on the number of civilians they have killed. People need to come to the realization of what, because you see, anything you don't understand, you can never deal with. So my advice to my Oduduwa brothers and sisters is to begin to adapt some of the things Biafrans are doing and begin their total sit at home. They should come along and begin to replicate what we are doing.
And that is what is biting these people. I don't think people understand the benefits of sit at home. Forget about what they tell you. And don't forget, before we call on sit at home, we prepare the people. We tell them have enough food in your house.
Very well.
The benefits of sit at home, people must understand that one of the key benefits is the signal it sends to Fulani and the British establishment that the stooges they have put in place have no control over the people anymore.
That's it.
That is the most powerful message.
Yes.
And also, it makes them understand the Kano is driving people crazy. And that if people can observe at home, what do they expect people to do if anything happens to Nnamdi Kanu? Nigeria will be closed down.
That's it.
That message must continuously be sent. And the third factor in sit at home, let nobody fool you to say it is only affecting people from the southeast. No, it affects the whole economy of Nigeria, because on the days of sit at home, nothing moves.
That's it.
Nothing moves. Okay? That come from the north will never move and come into the east anymore until we finish. So people should always tap into their intellectual capacity to appreciate what is happening and stop fooling themselves and promoting the agenda of one Nigerian slaves.
Now, if you want to call in, I want to tell our people, anybody who wants to call in or ask a question, you can send a question, you can write out your question, or you can call in with the number +212. Let me display the number so that you can call in case you have any question to ask fundamentally regarding what Prince is talking about. But I'm going to play a video. The number is displayed on the screen now. So if you want to, I will display it for the next 5 minutes and I'm going to remove it. And so the number is +212 707 898-194. If you want to call in, you want to ask questions, you want to contribute, or you have something and information to give to Biafra people that you want us to hear and want to speak through this platform, you can call that number +212 707 898-194. Now, Prince, before I ask you the next question, I'm going to be playing the video of what happened in Lagos, the killing of the 2 people in Lagos today, and all of that. So let me just play this clip and let the people see. And first, I will play the first video of how they converged. The first video shows that they were not armed. They were just standing there with their banner. They were just standing there with their camera and phone, covering everything, saying no, saying Oduduwa nation, saying they need their nation, and all of that. And then suddenly, we now see that they have been shot at, and 2 people are down. And these are evidences of the brutality of the Nigeria state and why that Nigeria state must crumble. And that is one of the reasons we are fighting back to make sure that our people are not killed like this in cold blood, and of course losing brave men, losing brave youths, losing intelligent people who understand, because it is the intellectuals that are being killed. They are the ones who come out to talk and to speak, to talk about freedom. They are being killed. That means our intellectuals are being killed, not Nigerians, but the intellectuals are being killed. So let me play the first video and then play the second video so that our people can understand. But please get the number +212 707 898-194 so you can call in when you should. So watch this.
You can see us clearly, live and direct. Yoruba Nation, live and direct. Live and direct, you can see us. Live and direct, Yoruba Nation. Ajole dàbí ilé, ẹ jẹ́ ká sowọ́pọ̀ ká bí ìṣọ̀kan. Live and direct. Live and direct, as you can see. Yoruba Nation, going back is a sin. Live and direct. Live and direct. Going back is a sin, Yoruba Nation. Yoruba Nation, no going back.
Please come down.
No going back. Yoruba Nation. Live and direct, as you can see them. The security combo, as you can see.
Going back is a sin. Now, the next video will show you the brutality of the Nigeria contraption. Watch this.
Live and direct, live and direct. Share everywhere. Share, live and direct. Yoruba Nation.
Oh, mine, I missed it there. There's a particular video that I'm supposed to play, the one that actually shows the killing at Ojota, but I'm going to see if I can get it. Okay, I think it's here. I've seen it now. Let it come up. I played the wrong video. Now, as the video is trying to upload, I want us to look critically on the concept of understanding why we are fighting back. And we're going to look at the issue of the enemies who are fighting, especially the governors and the security, the people they call the so-called security forces. Now, you see, recently we have seen, like yesterday, Mazi Samanepa was able to evidently show us that the ruling party, the APC, Asarido Kobo and others are actually using the same people to fight our people, and they call them special forces. Now, these are evidences. I have heard some people say, is it because you saw them wear you saw them wear special force? That means they're all the same. We saw the Fulanis in the bush with that same badge bearing special force. We saw Tinubu in his campaign in Ekiti and other places, the security men still putting on special force, the same special forces that they are talking about, they are putting on. But before we ask you a particular question on that, please let's watch this and see the killing of our people.
Ojú ọjọ́ ń ṣẹ̀jẹ̀ o. Saoty Igboho ló sọ wọ́n ti pa àwọn èèyàn. Wọ́n ti pa méjì nínú àwọn èèyàn mi o. Wọ́n ti pa àwọn èèyàn wa ẹ ṣáà ti rí. Wọ́n ti pa méjì nínú àwọn èèyàn wa o. Ṣé ti rí òun lélẹ́yìí o. Wọ́n ti pa àwọn èèyàn wa o. Straight bullet ojú mọ́ ẹpọ́n Ọlọ́run ló pa wá. Straight bullet náà yín o. Wọ́n ti pa àwọn èèyàn wa o ẹ ṣáà ti rí. Ẹ ti rí. Mọ́tò yà máa sún ni. Òun la ti ń sún yẹn. Ẹ ti rí wọ́n ti pa àwọn èèyàn wa o. Wọ́n ti pa àwọn èèyàn wa o. Ìkọ́lé eléyìí o. Ìkọ́lé eléyìí wọ́n ti pé eléyìí o. Ṣẹ́rí wọ́n ti pa. Wọ́n ti pa àwọn location fáwọn àna wọ́n ti pa o. Ogun ti dé o. Ogun ti dé lẹ́yìn òbá kẹ́ máa gbọ́ o. Ogun ti dé o. Wọ́n ti pa àwọn èèyàn wa Lagos State o. Ìgbòho ṣà. Ṣóńgbó àròlé àbá tẹ́ntẹ́n. Bánjí Akíntóyè. Ẹ̀yin lè wọ́n ti pa àwọn èèyàn wa o. Wọ́n ti pa àwọn èèyàn wa o. Wọ́n ti pa àwọn èèyàn wa o. Gbogbo abẹ́sílẹ̀ lọ sí ibà. Wọ́n la máa ṣẹlẹ̀. Wọ́n ti pa àwọn èèyàn wa o. Ṣẹ́tìrì wọ́n la máa ṣẹlẹ̀. Wọ́n ti pa àwọn èèyàn wa o. Station yà máa sùn. Àtàkì wọn. A máa sùn station táwa yìí. A máa sùn. Wọ́n ti pa àwọn èèyàn wa. Ṣẹ́tìrì wọ́n ti pa àwọn èèyàn wa o. Wọ́n ti pa wá. Wọ́n ti pa wá. Wọ́n ti pa wá. Wọ́n ti pa àwọn èèyàn wa. Mo ti sọ fún yín. Ogun ti ṣẹlẹ̀. Wọ́n ti pa àwọn èèyàn mi o. Saoty Igboho ló sọ̀rọ̀. Gbogbo ilé ìka máa gbọ́. Wọ́n ti pa àwọn èèyàn mi o. Wọ́n ti pa àwọn èèyàn mi o. Saoty Igboho ló sọ̀rọ̀. Gbogbo ilé ìka máa gbọ́. Wàhálà ti ṣẹlẹ̀. A máa jẹ́ lọ́sùn station yìí. Ẹ gba fídíò fún mi. Wàhálà máa ṣẹlẹ̀. A máa jẹ́ lọ́sùn mi báyìí. Gbogbo sẹ́yìn tó wáyé la máa sùn. Wọ́n ti pa àwọn èèyàn mi o. Ṣẹ́tìrì. Ṣẹ́tìrì. Wọ́n ti pa àwọn èèyàn mi o.
Now, this is an evidence of the killing of our people, a proof of the killing of our people. Prince, I don't know if you are there. Please, are you there? Okay, I think he is busy right now. You know, he told us to actually excuse him on some particular, things that he has to actually handle over there. Now, you all can see the evidence of the Nigeria state killing innocent people who have come out and who actually came out to protest without arms, without ammunition, without fighting the state, without fighting anybody, just singing on the road. You saw the first video I played, and they were just singing and happy that they are protesting, asking for their one nation. And suddenly the man there saying that they have started killing us and that this station will go down. They are started killing us. They are killing our people. That's what the guy is saying. Now, Prince, this is an evidence that the Nigeria state is actually a death trap for any reasonable person who actually wants to succeed. And what is the extent to what extent do you think that Nigeria government can go to make sure they sustain this criminality, especially the Fulanis and the British? Please, can you talk to us on that, please?
Well, I've said it continuously. I've made this pronouncement a lot of time, and I want it to insist that Nigerian government have the power. They've been given the authority. They've been given. Look, you don't even know what Europeans mean. Look, okay, let me give you an analogy. Do you see how people are being killed in Ukraine? These are, in quote, white people. Yeah? Are you people listening?
Very well, we are.
Yeah. You see, if they can kill fellow white people because of whatever they are calling their personal interest or national interest, then you have to understand that black people, in quote, Africans, your life mean nothing. So these people have ultimate power to kill you, and there will be nobody will ask questions. Without you understanding this thing, you can't fight for your life. You can't subdue these people. I've told you before, these are occupying forces with clear instructions. With clear instructions and intentions. Why I'm saying this and I'm emphasizing on it is because I'm a great student of this knowledge that whatever you don't understand, you can never sort out. You can never change. I'm trying to give you this understanding so you know that you're dealing with occupying forces with instruction to kill, destroy, and maim you. There will be no inquiries. If there is inquiries, just to appease you, nothing else. Goes nowhere.
Because of this, let me ask you this particular question from what you have said right now. Can you give us proofs or some examples that are proofs to the fact that Britain backs Nigeria and they are behind the authority that the Nigeria contraption and the full caliphate has to kill you, to kill Nigerians, or to kill those trapped in the contraption, and yet nothing will happen?
A very quick example and evidence is what happened in that 2019 election. You see all those flying in. You see Macron, you saw Angela Merkel, you saw Prince Charles, you saw Theresa May. Let me tell you, and you could see it immediately after they left. Your so-called Buhari came and warned Nigeria. I think the words he used were,
sorry, please, let me say this before you continue. Please don't call in now. As soon as he's through answering this question, you can now begin to call.
Are you ready for me? Oh, thank you. Okay,
please go on.
Listen, I'm just going to say this. I have to go in to sort out something, but I will rejoin you as soon as possible. Yeah.
All right.
So I want to remind you that there was that thing that Buhari said, that if you ever try to obstruct or do anything in this election, that will be your last act. That means he has already been empowered to kill you. Okay? After those visits. Did you understand?
Very well.
Okay, let me come back, please, because I have to get on with this meeting.
Let's allow you. Now, we have a caller here, and who is calling? Well, the the stuff has gone up. So you can call in now, right now, if you want to say anything or you have anything to contribute to this discussion today. And we have been looking at it. We have so many examples that are proofs that Britain has actually empowered the Fulani Caliphate to kill you and to kill people, to kill anybody who stands on their way. That is why you can see that whenever they come into the contraption, the first place they go to is the north. That is evidence that they actually support them killing. If they are not supporting them killing, why would they always go to where they are and go to meet them when they know that they are the ones killing the people? Why are they always going to go there and then begin to make their promises from that place? Make their promises to you that is being killed. Now, the other time Guterres came, he made a promise. He said that the people who are killing the Boko Haram, the terrorists killing the people, should be reintegrated into the system and taken to society. You saw that happen 2 days ago. On Saturday or Friday, the news came 613, and so that is one of the numbers of terrorists were pardoned, and they were branded with the concept of, or the word, they branded with the word, and they have been rehabilitated. And then they are sending them into our communities to kill our people. Now, I was giving them vivid facts today on Twitter Space. And this, I want to point out this here right now so that our people can understand what is happening, so that you will know that the grand plan to kill, as we are discussing by this broadcast, right now, the Nigeria contraption with the British government are strategizing. They are sitting down, strategizing on how they're going to go about this, because they know the music has changed. The music didn't go as planned. They spent hundreds of millions of naira to actually execute this particular course by first kidnapping Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And then after kidnapping him, they thought that the program would go according to their way, because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said that he's tired. If he had his way, he's not going to speak with anybody around him. And then at that point, they felt that the only people around him are the only people he had. They felt that if they get rid of those people around him, they could actually silence every one of us, the 70 million Biafrans that are left. And so what they did is, as soon as they discovered that it was easy to bribe these ones around him and make them sell Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and pay them the money they needed to pay them, and make them sell him and give up on him and reveal where he is, they thought that they were going to silence the program and the plan. So the whole template was planned and designed. And the interesting thing here you have to understand is that those used for this particular program were even our people, the so-called Biafrans. And somebody was asking today on Twitter Space, not on Twitter Space, yesterday in our meeting, one of the meetings, we were having one of the committee meetings for Biafra projects yesterday. Somebody was saying something. The person said that why is it that it is some people from a particular area of Biafra that are always critically, carrying out this kind of, the person was talking about Anambra, why is it that it is always people from this area? The person said, sorry, I'm not trying to create a division or anything to create and castigate anybody and all of that. But I'm thinking, because we have to reason, why is it that it is one particular people from a particular place that are always betraying and doing that? The same set of people were the ones who betrayed and who instigated the betrayal, used their jets to betray Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, to carry him and all of that. The same person, the same set of people, and all of that. You know the story of Uba and all of that. Part of those who actually, and we were not trying to discuss. We discussed it. Of course, we know that other people in other places have always betrayed. Of course, we know Asari and Co. They are also betrayers. We know people like the one in Switzerland, that one, call himself the head of the DOS, and then we have the DOS. They are sacked. They are no more there. And we know of Muhammad Abbas. They are not from Anambra, but of course we know that these ones are staunch enemies of the people and betrayers. So it is not about where they come from. It's just that some people, of course, some certain people had the opportunity to be at the position of power and the position of where they actually are making money, and they could make money. So they capitalized on that to sell their brother, to sell the concept, and to sell what we have, and to betray ourselves, and then get rid of the program of the people. And they thought that capturing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu would have ended everything. But now it didn't work out for them, because they were surprised that Mazi Simon Ekpa could come out strongly. And not only Mazi Simon Ekpa, the people who are showing up right now, who are coming out behind him, are people who are knowledgeable, 1, 2, intelligent, 3, they are rugged, and they are not viable. They are not buy them. They have already bought the people around Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So they were laughing at Mazi Nnamdi Kanu when he was saying that we are unbribable. They didn't understand that language of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu when he was saying we are unbribable. They thought it was chicken, and the chicken Edosium and Muhammad Abbas and all those people he was talking about. But he was in the spirit speaking to them with the words of the spirit. They don't understand that the new dimension he was talking about, and the autopilot he mentioned, was actually the program that was carrying, or that is carrying, the content of what he was saying. So when he was saying that we are unbribable, you can't destroy us in the next million years, in million years to come, he was actually talking about the autopilot program that had been designed from the onset when he began the analysis, the exposition, the orientation, and the informing of our people, and of course giving our people knowledge that they should have. So all of these facts were actually building. Let me tell you something. The autopilot mood didn't begin suddenly. It began from the day Mazi Nnamdi Kanu began to sensitize our people, began the sensitization program, speaking on Radio Biafra, and speaking, in context of trying to get our people to be reorientated, and also at the same time orientated about the programs of freedom and all of that. It began from that time. Let me tell you something. All the sensitization program were being loaded into the panel that is going to be fitted and called the autopilot. I gave you the example of a remote control. If you want a remote control to function in a particular order, all you need to do is on the panel, you have the tools or the facilities on the panel that carry different functions and carry different memory of the functions that remote control will carry. So the autopilot remote control is actually the functions of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu put on it by every detail that he gave to us, by every program that is meant to lead us to freedom. So when he was saying that a new dimension was coming, he was talking about the autopilot, or the remote control of the autopilot, being completely produced and now ready to be delivered. And he now said, listen to Mazi Samonekba, because that remote control of autopilot is going to be given to him, and that is what we call the new dimension, because he was going to be taken away for a while until this is done. And when he was saying that he was tired, that he wanted us to carry arms now, he was ready to fight, he was tired of broadcasting. At that point in time, he had already told Chukwuokike that he is ready, and those 100 people should be produced, and those 100 people should be produced so that the movement will begin, so that the march will begin. And that is why you saw that as soon as he made those pronouncements and all of that, suddenly things began to change. Suddenly he came up with the concept of the prayer that we had in 2021, where we were praying from the book of Psalms, and before you know it, on the 60-something days or something, I can't remember now, so suddenly on how many days into the prayers, suddenly he was kidnapped. And then suddenly Mazi Samonekba comes into it. Within 1 year plus, we have the full 100 men prepared, waiting for him to come. And that is why you have seen the success. And it is so clear in the eyes of Fulanis now that the freedom is more and closer than ever. In fact, it is now even more obvious, because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu could be lenient and soft. He had around him then people who would tell him that, no, don't take it this way, take it the other way. And so it was delaying the cause of freedom. And so they thought that since they have bribed those people who tell him what to do, and they have taken him away from the path, we are going to be very easy to crush, not knowing that the autopilot had been fitted and handed over to someone who is going to carry it out and take it on from that point. And that was where they missed it. And so suddenly the program has changed and the game has changed. And this time around, it is going to be brutal. We have said it. We are no more mincing words the way they want it. When they are coming to kill us, and they are talking, and we are always trying to fine-tune our words and make them feel good, or try to pretend as if we are scared of what they are doing. Now we are telling them, you have brought the war to us, and we are ready to fight this war, and we're going to fight you to a standstill. The truth here is this: what they should expect from us will marvel them. You see, the alliance between Oduduwa and Biafra is not a joke. And I tell you, we are going to crush them so quickly. And the brutality and the pain, what we are going to inflict on them in this short period of the war, because it's not going to last long. It's going to be short. Within weeks, we are through with them. And I tell you that the injury we're going to inflict on them in these few days or weeks that we're going to fight this war will be more than a 10 years full-blown war. That's what we're telling them. Because this is going to mark their end. This is going to crush them totally. So we should understand that why we are fighting is actually because we need to survive and we must get our people to be free. They have put us to the point that, can you imagine the kind of evil that is going on by the Fulanis? Can you imagine the kind of program, the kind of wickedness that is going on? And they expect us to sit down and watch this nonsense go on. Now, we said it the other time. We said that for the fact that you have killed one Biafran, for the fact that an infidel called Fulani killed one Biafran, for the sake of just one Biafran, as not even talking about the millions of Biafrans that have been killed, for the sake of one Biafran that these infidels have killed, we are going to revenge that blood. We're going to revenge that death. We're going to avenge that death, and we'll make sure we crush the Fulanis. And that's what we're doing. And that is what we are resolved to do. And that is what we have decided to do. And that is why we are discussing, and that's why we're talking. And we want to tell those people who have decided to make themselves a stooge to the Fulanis and decide to be a betrayer. Now, let me tell you something. One person called Obi cannot be the reason why 70 million people will lay down their arms. No, it's not possible. You can't come to kill us, and you can't come to my family to kill me. And then because you are befriending my sister, and then I will now, because of my sister, allow you kill me. How many of you can do that nonsense? You know that the person who is coming to attack you because he knows your sister, and so your sister have been giving him secrets about you, not knowing that your sister is liaising with them, liaising with that enemy to come and kill you. He's befriending your sister, using your sister to get information about your family, and then suddenly he comes to attack you. And then you now see that in the gates, he's coming with the weapons. They are jumping the fence. They're entering into your compound. They're about to kill you. And you have weapons in your house. You have what it takes to actually fight back in your household. And you come to see that the person who is coming to kill you is actually the one that have been befriending your sister. You now say, oh, so you have been liaising with this enemy. We are going to throw you out. We're going to kill that. My sister, I will shoot it. That will be the first person I'm going to shoot down. Because for her to have decided to liaise with the enemy to come and kill me means that she's evil. So she's the first. So Obi should just mind himself, because he's going to be the first person to go down in this war, unless he goes on exile. And when he goes on exile, he shouldn't come to Biafra land again, because we're going to deal with him in Biafra land. And everybody who have decided to make themselves an enemy of the fight and of the freedom and cause. We're not joking this time around. We're not joking this time. We're not going to. This is not the time to romance anybody or to paint words and all of that. Fulani is coming all out with weapons. They are talking. They bring out video every day telling you boldly how they are coming, how they will scream. The international community will not say anything. The world is watching this thing. They see the videos on internet. They see everything on internet. They never say anything about it. But when we come out to say that we're going to fight back, you see them posting the video everywhere. You see them cutting the video and sending it. They are promoting war. They are talking about war. They want to fight war. They are instigating war. When Fulani is every day coming out, cutting people's neck, cutting their necks, shooting people with sophisticated weapons, NATO grade weapons. Who bought those kind of weapons for them? Who bought those level of weaponry for the Fulanis? Who bought them? Is it these poor guys who are polishing and people's shoes around that will buy those kind of weapons? Don't you look at the people who are carrying those weapons, how they look? Do they look like people who can buy that thing they're holding? That tells you that there are powers that are funding these things. That tells you that 21 billion that Babangida gave for that one Abuja declaration and other monies they have been spending since then, they have been given since then, is part of buying these sophisticated weapons for these idiots. And why, ask yourself, why is it that the government is not saying anything, knowing that invaders are in the nation? If they call it a nation, for instance, they know that invaders are in the so-called contraption, and yet they know that these invaders are killing indigenous people. Why are they not creating a state of emergency or declaring a state of war or a state of siege? That is what a normal country does. When people invade your country, the first thing you do is that you declare a state of emergency or a state of siege. Because people with weapons, sophisticated weapons, are entering into your so-called contraption. The first thing you do, if you are responsible as a government, is to declare a state of siege. Why are they not doing it? Is it not in the Constitution? It's in the Constitution. A state of siege when there is an external attack. But what they came to tell you, their governors, the ones who are sponsoring this things, came on air. Have you forgotten the governor of one of the northern states who came out and who said that the Fulanis coming in are actually Fulanis? And they are part of Fulani. Since they are Fulanis, they are part of Nigeria. they are Nigerians, so we should accept them and accommodate them. Didn't you hear him say that? Very hungry looking evil Fulani. Thank you so much, Mouthpiece, for being here and for that contribution. Yes, very, very. You look at hungry guys who would look like people who would collapse the next moment and die. They are holding sophisticated weapons with magazine. Do you know how much that is? And they waste bullets as if they have the monies to buy these things. Who is sponsoring them? So these are the things we're saying. So you're welcome back. We don't know. Yes, we're going to be rounding off now. So we just have your thoughts on this. Now we've been looking at the issue of these killings and how the British government have actually strategically positioned the Fulanis as tools, so that it doesn't look like the Fulani and the British are the ones killing. They will actually say that it's an internal problem. It is an internal problem. They have their sovereignty, and they have to resolve their problems because they have their sovereignty. And then whenever it's election, they will come and make sure that that election holds, so that in the next 4 years they will still use the same narrative. They have their sovereignty. They have voted the people who are leading them, so they can take care of their situation. Look at that man saying something, that the situation happening in the man on CNN. He said that the situation in the so-called Nigeria is horrible. It's beyond what anybody. But it is not a priority. But when it becomes election period, it becomes a priority to come and observe the election. Please, can you round off on that for us, at least on what you have in mind about this whole nonsense?
Yes, I need people to make a decision now as to whether they are human beings or they are animals.
Sorry, please, sir. Sorry, please. Let me cut you there. We have Thomas. You said you want to make a contribution to the program. The number is on the screen. You can call the number as soon as you call in. If you want to ask a question too, you can ask our guest. And whoever wants to call in or who wants to make a contribution, just call the number on the screen, and so that you can ask the question to our guest, and at the same time you can also make your contributions. So please, I'm sorry for cutting you. Please go on.
It's okay. I'm only calling on the people of this earth, particularly those in that contraption, to make a decision and prove themselves as prove themselves as human, because currently your position is that of animals. And I've warned severally that once you are in that animal mode, your behavior will be less than that of animals.
It is safe.
I've continuously warned about ways said this. I can prove it beyond anything else on this earth, that once you believe, once you think, once you accept that you are a basic animal, your behavior will be worse than that of animal. Currently, this is where you are. Now you got to prove to the world that you are human. So the choice is clear. Don't forget that when you are in that animal mode, all that you will value are the things God created. All that you will value are the things that man recreated from the things God created. You will lose sight because you don't even know who you are. You don't even know your true identity, let alone your origin, not to talk of the purpose for which you have been created. So you are confused. You are mad, but you don't know you are mad. So the people that are setting up for all these killings and all the rest, these are people in the animal mode, because they are fixated on the things that God created, on the things that man recreated out of what God created, on the things that they never brought into this world and things they can never take out of this world. And they are negating the most important things of life, especially the fact that there is nothing worth more on this earth than human life. They will never know that the things that they are killing people for are things that human beings made. Human beings gave names. Human beings gave meaning. Human beings gave meaning and value. They'll never know that. But they'll be killing human beings for the things human beings introduced. That tells you how psychotic these people are. They will value the things man made over the lives of men. And they will worship these things in their idolatrous mode, negating the worship of God who created and made all things. It is time for you to prove that you are human. There is nothing else to prove other than the fact that you are human. Because if you remain in this state, sorry, you are one of those that believe that you are a basic animal, but your behavior is worse than that of wild animals put together. Trust me. I don't know what else to say to you.
Thank you so much for that. And basically, we are creating this radical awareness for the people to understand that what we are doing is right, and it is far, far less expensive to secure the lives of our people by fighting this war. And basically, I want you to look at the area of religion now. How this war, fighting this war, will safeguard our people religiously. Remember, religion has been the bane of destruction of the psyche of our people, the mind of our people. Now, I want us to go to this is the last question now. Let us go to the mind of the people. How rotten it has been, you know, it has become based on the religious destruction that have both coming from the Christian angle, from the Sharia angle, and all of that. Now let's look at it, how this war to restore our nation and get back our nation will help our people to begin to redefine what religion should mean and what it should actually be for humanity.
Thank you. And there is nothing else to say on that area of religion than to ask people to become Christ-like, to become like Christ, to become like the genuine Christ and reject. I don't know whether you can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you now.
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, I can hear you now. We can hear you. I think we can hear you. I can hear you.
This is the time to become Christ-like, to become a genuine Christian. Because there is nothing else to be. A genuine Christian, then you are religious evil walking on earth. I want to remind people once again what being a genuine Christian means. You have to be Christ-like. You have to be rebellious against all the evil rulership and leadership of this world. You have to reject everything they have told you about religion, because Christ came in opposition to religion. The religion existed before Christ came. Christ wasn't religious. Christ was for humanity. Christ told us that there must be no more Jews nor Gentile. There must be no more slave nor free, and there must be no more man nor female, or male nor female. Rather, all will convene with their relative skills, ability, and work under the umbrella called Christ as one. People should bring all their differences together to become one under Christ Jesus, under Yeshua. So today I urge everybody to rise up and become like Christ and go in opposition and become rebellious against all the evil forces of this world. Go against all that they have designed to cripple you. Allow for the carrying of arms, because Christ allowed his disciples to carry arms in self-defense. Christ never criticized his disciples and never said that they shouldn't carry arms. The only time he asked Peter to put back his knife was the time when he felt that the use of arms was unnecessary because his time was up. But Christ allowed for his disciples to carry arms. Reject the evil European designed Jesus that is meek and lowly. Stop being meek and lowly, because it is your meekness and lowliness that resulted in your slavery. Open your eyes to the true Christ and be like Christ, so that nobody can dominate you anymore. Nobody can enslave you anymore. Christ came for the freedom of man, and every every bit of his life, he proved that he came to liberate man. You must be in Christ's mode right now for your liberation and freedom. I thank you.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you for your time, for giving out your time to actually talk to our people. You've been speaking to us for about 1 hour, 32 minutes now, and it's been a great one. You have actually touched so many things and spoken to this in regards to this topic critically. And we know that our people have gained so much from you, and we so much appreciate you for your time and all of that. We look forward to having you on Friday with the Oduduwa Nation as we look at our common issues and situations and analyze factors that concerns the nations that are, including the nations that are trapped in the contraption, because the alliance between Oduduwa and Biafra is actually extended to help other nations in the contraption to be saved and delivered. And that is what we represent. I want to appreciate you on behalf of Biafrans for you giving your time and always being here to be a blessing to the people of Biafra, to the people of Oduduwa and lovers of freedom all over the nations of the world. And we appreciate you. Please, if you want to say something, I think we have someone who wants to call in. So let's see if this call has to do with a question or something that concerns what you are saying. You are live and direct on the program. This is Biafra Global Network. Please, you can go on with your what you want to say, whether a question or contribution or whatever. Please, you can go on. Hello, are you there? You are live and direct. I think the network, there's a network problem here. There's a network problem here. I think it's bad. So we appreciate you. Please, if you have something, your final words to Biafrans, what you want to say to them finally, so that we can prepare and wait for Friday when you're going to be here again and to see if, well, let's see if this is a question anyways, in case anybody wants to ask you a question. So let's see how it goes. We welcome you to the program. This is live and direct Biafra Global Network. If you have a question, please ask. Oh my God, a network situation. I don't know what's happening. I think it's a serious network problem. So anyways, please, let's allow you go on so that you can.
Fellow Biafrans, my Oduduwa brothers and sisters, wherever you are, I want to remind you that nothing good comes easy. Nothing good comes easy. And we are in the final push. Even before a child is born, there must be labor. We are in that labor state. We must not strangulate the baby. We must not give up now. We must go for the final push. We can't miss it this time because the cost will be irreparably expensive and deadly. It will be grave. So we must give it all. We've already lost people. And believe you me, anyone that will be lost because of this battle, so long as that person is genuine, will find themselves in the bosom of our Lord.
Okay.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello, sir. Mazi Kelechi, can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear right now. Yes.
My name is Thomas Eliezer. I'm from Cross River State.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
I've been following up on your program for some time now, and I love your program.
Thank you so much, my brother.
Interesting.
Thank you so much, my brother.
You're doing wonderful work, sir. And we the Biafrans will never forget what you people and Mr. Simon is doing for us, because we are passing through a lot. I wouldn't lie to you, as a Biafran, we have been persecuted around the whole world, even in our own country. Yeah, we need to fight with everything we have got, with everything between us, with everything within us, to make sure that we leave that evil contraption called Nigeria.
That's right.
We need to fight with everything, because if you see, the marginalization is not even the problem, the oppression. We have been oppressed, according to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, we have been subjugated, we have been dehumanized. just because we are in that evil contraption. And this year, we are not going to take it easy with them. You understand?
That's right.
We are going to put out everything. I've been talking to my people in Crossover State. I've been trying to enlighten them that they need to get into this fight. You understand? Crossover State is a typical Biafra land.
Very well.
You know the original boundary.
Very well, of course.
You know the story of Biafra right from the beginning, Philippe Effiong and the rest. You cannot have a Biafra without Philippe Effiong people in the picture.
That's right.
It can never work. Ojukwu will not even allow it to happen if he's still alive.
That's right.
So this year we are going to get out of that evil contraption. I just want you to go through some of the video I sent to you. Look at what they are doing to our people in the Bakassi Peninsula, where it's clearly Biafran land. The people that are staying in that region say they are Biafran. That is my state. That is where I'm from. I'm from Crossover State. I've been to that region. If you look at the way the Cameroon gendarmes are oppressing our people, killing them, these are some of the things that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have been telling us right from time, that the Europeans, they came to Africa to give us artificial boundaries. Imagine, can I go to Paris today and tell them that Paris doesn't belong to France? Would they let that happen? Can I go to England and show England their boundary with other countries? Can I do that? Yeah?
These are the facts.
Are you hearing me?
Very loud and clear.
But they came to Africa to show us between the boundary between who is Cameroon, who is Nigerian, and who is who. You understand? And we are not going to take it.
Never.
Can you hear me?
Never. We can take it. Yes, I can hear you. Go on.
Yeah. A foreigner cannot come to my country and show me my boundaries. The people in those communities say they are Biafrans. Although by then they were fighting for one Nigeria, so they say they were Nigerian. So that land shouldn't have been even ceded to the Cameroonian government. If the Nigerian government were capable and wise, they were incapable to protect their own citizens. If you are capable, you would defend your territory, every inch of your territory.
Because they are not a government.
Not capable.
Because it is not a government. Because they have no citizens to protect.
We don't have a government. Do you know that most of the people from Bakassi Peninsula, they sleep outside at Ikom? Do you know Ikom?
Of course, yes, very well.
Huh?
Very well, Ikom, yes.
Just go to Ikom, you see them sleeping outside. Some of them don't have home. Go to Goja. To Goja, you see people. Just go through some of the video. You will be mad. And that Bakassi Peninsula has one of the richest mineral resources in the world.
Of course.
In fact, it's the highest in the world.
Of course.
Just listen to General Al-Mustafa, his recent video that is going viral on Brekete TV. Just listen to him. He said that is the richest point in the whole world. He said the French government connived against us. He was talking about Nigeria. But I would say that not only the French government, the British, the French, and the Nigerian government have been conniving against us, the Biafrans, to make sure that we don't have a good life. I'm very angry as I'm talking to you because I will not come from a very rich place like that and be living a low life.
Oh my God. It's so disheartening.
My brothers, my younger ones, they are graduates. We have gone to school. There is no job. So many youth are frustrated. We need disintegration of Nigeria totally. Nigeria should be dismantled. It's not a country. I'm telling you the truth. It's not a country, and I'm supporting this your radical awareness. I've been following Simonetta and most of our media team. I've been following them. I wouldn't like to. I'm impressed.
Wow, I have a comment from one of our viewers, very stunned viewers. He's asking, I know you are not in Akwa Ibom now, or you are not in Calabar now, or Cross River now. But what is the situation? Have you got any message about the sit at home over there? What is going on about the sit at home? Are they observing it? Are they part of the sit at home?
The BNL leader, he was saying that there are some people are observing it, some part of the crossover state, like the Bakassi Peninsula and other local governments.
Okay.
Like in my local government, my parents, they don't go out to anywhere that very day. Okay. My parents and some of my family members and some of my friends that they were interested in the Biafra things. I explained a lot of things to them, and many of them I was able to convince many of them. But a lot of people are saying that if we go with the Igbo, we are going to be slaves. That is what the Fulani believe. That is what the Fulani have made them to believe, and it's foolishness.
Yes.
Because they are already slaves without
Yes.
knowing that they are slaves.
Yes.
What kind of slavery are you talking about? That is what I asked them. You are already a slave, and you're thinking you're going to be a slave. Your resources have been taken over from you. You have been dehumanized. You have been subjected to poverty and penury, and you're talking about being a slave. Do you know what the meaning of slavery is? And some of them, they have, like in my state, I will not lie to you. I would say let me say 60% of the people in my state believe in Biafra. I wouldn't lie to you. Wow. If I'm lying to you, you can if you come across anybody from Cross River or Akwa Ibom State, try to talk with them. You hear their mindset. A lot of them. We attend meeting here in Ghana. I'm in Ghana, Accra now.
Okay.
Yeah, I live in Accra. I attend a autopilot IPOB meeting. Okay. I attend it, and most of my people, some Calabar guys that I know, they are also attending the meeting, and all of us, we have the same mindset.
Okay.
You understand? But you don't expect us to get to the level that the Igbo-speaking Biafra have gotten to, because I wouldn't lie to you. I must commend the Igbo-speaking Biafra. They have contributed a lot for this freedom, and they have paid the highest price.
I would want to ask you, how effective?
They have paid the highest price.
Yes, how effective is your autopilot IPOB in Ghana? How effective are they? Are they very effective? Do you support ESN? Do you actually do anything for ESN and all of that?
We contribute on our platform, on our WhatsApp platform. Although the economic situation here is very terrible. Yes. Some of us, we hardly get a job to do sometimes. We are just managing. It's not easy at all. Even to feed yourself is a problem. The challenges we are passing through. Me, I do painting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But right now, sometimes I get contracts from sites. Sometimes I don't get. So when I don't have contract to do, I'm just doing nothing, virtually nothing, or I will go for small business. Okay. And to get some little money. So it's not quite easy for the people here, but whenever we can, we contribute, and they are trying a lot. I wouldn't lie to you.
Wow, that's
trying.
That's good, and of course that's why we're looking. That's why we are fighting to get our
freedom.
Yeah,
we are trying our best.
By the time we get our freedom,
Biafra is coming this year, and nobody is going to stop it. No Jupiter, no idiot, no Janjaweed, no terrorists.
You know what you're going to do,
useless demonic kingdom.
My brother, you know what you're going to do. You know what you're going to do. I have somebody here, Ted. He's telling me that he's actually also autopilot in Ghana, but he doesn't know where they meet. But the problem I have about this is that I don't know who is who, and it always gives me that headache to actually link and all of that, because we don't know who is who, and we don't know the people who are calling themselves autopilot. But anyways, you know what?
You are going to give this very number I'm calling you with.
Okay. Yes.
So give it to him. He should call me. If he's a terrorist, I can confront him. Okay. I believe myself. I'm not afraid of anybody.
Okay, so Ted,
I'm not afraid. I can confront him. You should come and meet me, or you should call me online.
Yeah, I don't want to believe that he's a terrorist. I'm just making a general statement. But Ted Hans, please send me a message.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I don't want to believe he's a terrorist, but I'm just making a general message now, a general statement. Now, Ted Hans, you can send me a private message.
I'm just saying it. I'm not saying he's a terrorist. I say whoever he is, I'm not afraid.
Yes, let me make this. Ted Hans, send me a private message so that I can get the details from. I can send you the number of our caller, and then you can connect to him, and then you can meet and wherever they meet. Thank you so much, my brother.
I will send you the number on WhatsApp, sir.
No, you have already sent to me. Yeah, I know your number already. I'm talking about the person who sent this message. He should send his own number to me on WhatsApp on the number.
Okay, send it to me. Send it. Yeah.
Yes, let him forward me his number or send me a hi and remind me that he's the one who actually made a statement on the program. Let him send it to +212. Please, Ted Hans, send it to +212 707 898 194. When you send it, when you give me a hi and tell me that you are the one in Ghana who actually want to connect, and then I can send you the number. I can send your number to my brother here, and then you can connect and see how you can operate and go. And you guys have to be careful. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for calling in. I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Bye. Yeah. I wanted to comment on something that the other of our elder was talking about, issue of religion. You know, they have used religion as a tool to make us very weak.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, remember back then, whenever we stand up to, you want to hurt someone or you want to injure or kill someone, they will tell you, oh, you're a Christian, you're not supposed to do that. Thou shalt not kill. And we're very cool because of that. we're not that violent. But you know, the North have they claim that they have the monopoly of violence. You understand? So they ought to be very weak. You know, they are always killing Christians, and Christians are always saying, oh, God will come from heaven to fight for us. I'm telling our brothers, our Christian brothers, that physical battle is fought physically, while spiritual battle is fought spiritually. They should know the difference between physical battle and spiritual battle. Like the elder quite said the other time, he said that Jesus Christ allowed his disciples to carry weapons. Yeah, Peter, he even told them to go and get his sword. That if you don't have it, you should sell what you have to go and get his sword. You will not allow a uncircumcised fulani jihadist idiot to just come and slaughter you without defending yourself. Even Israelites that will claim it's a holy place, they are defending their city. They are fighting with the Arabs, fighting with the
Thank you so much, my brother. In fact, you have spoken very well. Thank you so much.
They have deceived us that Christianity is all peace. When someone needs peace, you give the person peace. When someone needs pieces, you give the person pieces.
Very well.
This year, we are not joking.
Of course.
We, this generation of Biafra, we are going to end that evil kingdom. That British empire called Nigeria.
Yeah, thank you so much, my brother, for your contribution. You have made a fantastic
because of
time.
God bless you. God bless you.
We may not be able to talk very well, but of course, next time you can always call in.
God bless you.
Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate you. You heard that clearly from our brother, all the way, and we have a German number calling in. So let's pick that number and see what he's also going to contribute. You are welcome to the program live on Biafra Global Network. This is Biafra Global Network. Welcome. You are live on the program.
Please, good evening.
Yes,
from
good evening. Yes.
Yeah. I so much enjoy your analysis with the other man that lives in UK.
Thank you so much.
There's a matter of fact. We need to prepare.
Very well.
There's no option.
Very well.
We need to prepare. Anything available, we need to do it. We need to do it. There's no point. We have seen them. We have seen all those so-called leaders. They are working against us. We have known that. So we don't have any option than to prepare. Those people, if they are coming, they didn't hang their spirit in their homes.
Of course.
Coming to our land.
Of course.
We are all going to be together. Of course. And after that, everybody must join, because this suffering is everywhere. And this is human error. This is not something godly something. It's man-made. They created poverty for us, not the reason where. People are living in squalor, abject poverty everywhere. But we must prepare. We have the numbers, we have the logistics, we have the statistics.
That's it.
And we are brainy.
Yeah.
We must do something.
Correct.
They are human, they bleed blood, they are not supernatural.
Definitely.
We must do something. That's my intake. I love your program.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for that. Brief and precise. Thank you so much. We must do something. They are humans, they bleed also. And of course, we have more intelligent, we have more equipment, we have what it takes. In fact, with the equipment we have, no matter what they have, with the intelligence we have, we can fight and do better than every one of them. Ted Hans, send me a message on this number, and then I can connect you to our brother who called initially from Ghana. And then you can connect and then relate and then find yourself in the family of IPOB Autopilot over there. I want to thank you so much, Mazi Onyekachi. Yes, that's the truth. You know, the issue of Mazi and of Mustafa. We know that Mustafa is just playing. They're just using it. You know that that Brekete program is meant to actually hoodwink the poor, to make them also believe. We know that these things Mustafa is saying, they are true. Definitely, there are resources everywhere, but they cannot keep us, pursuing after them, going after them because of what they're telling us. We know they want to play my game on us so that we think that they have our interest in their hearts, but we know that's not true. We know they're just trying to keep us busy as they invade and spread their tentacles and extend their hold and grip over our land. That's what they're doing. They keep organizing programs, doing things that will distract you, making you concerned about what they're saying. Your attention will be on what they're doing, and suddenly you'll be cut off suddenly, and suddenly they overwhelm you. That's what they want to do, distract you and get you. Now, Mustafa is coming out to talk about resources and all of that, making you feel like they're concerned about your interest, they're concerned about your welfare and well-being. So continue to be in Nigeria. We're going to keep talking about these things so that you will get better life. No, That's deceit. So in spite of, yes, we know that resources, we listen to what he has said. I've listened to that stuff he has said in Mustafa said on Brekete program several times, but to me, I cannot be shaken. That more makes us fight more. That's why we listen to these things. Because when we listen to them, we get information and we fight more for what we believe in. And that is freedom. Nothing else matters to us other than the freedom issue that we're talking about. So anybody who comes with any narrative is just deceiving themselves. He's just deceiving himself. They're just wasting their time. They can't get it. They can't get us at all. I really appreciate our Cross River brother that called, the way he responded. He can handle the persons. If the caller is a terrorist, he showed smartness and all of that. Yes, thank you so much. That's what he did. Thank you so much, John Almeida. And of course, that name, Cross River, is not even supposed to be their name. These are people from Calabar, and their initial, I don't know, I've forgotten their initial name, whether it's Calabar or so. All these names that the zoo gave to our people, Cross River and Rivers. Iguacha is called Port Harcourt. Can you imagine? Let's begin to stop all those names because they don't belong to us. They can't name us. We can't give, they can't come and name our own babies for us. If you want support ESN and you have the money, you will suffer. Be rest assured. If you don't support ESN, then that's just the truth, my brother Onyekachuku. If you don't support ESN, you are going to suffer. So that is why we're calling on you to support ESN. I just sent you a message. All right, Ted. Thank you so much. Your network keeps going off. Oh, my network. I think okay, yes. Sometimes we have a problem with the network. So Mouthpiece, I think sometimes. There's, in fact, for about 4 days or so towards this time, the network begins to fluctuate, and it has been a problem. So it happened to me on Friday too, when we were having joint broadcast as I was anchoring the program and joint media broadcast of the IPOB media team. The stuff just went off suddenly about 2 hours into the program. It just went off suddenly. I could no more come in. I could no more do anything. And then the program, of course, went through for 3 hours, and then I was not there for 1 hour plus. So Brekete says the Fulani station, people should stop mentioning them. Yes, they are not. It's not important. Only the guy was just making reference to the issue of resources that are in our land. So it's not because Brekete say an important program or anything that has to do with us. They actually hoodwink people and deceive people here to think that they are the voice of the voiceless. That is why he calls himself the ordinary president, who is so stupid, because he's so ordinary that he's not even consequential. He's just irrelevant, talking anyhow, misbehaving anyhow, talking like a tout, representing and becoming an epitome of Nigeria. Everything he does represents what Nigeria represents, and that's what it is. And so thank you so much. We're going home to Biafra, the land of the rising sun. And that's it. We're going to be a light. Biafra is going to be the light of the world, to show light to the world and show the light that the world will know how to live like human beings, not like lesser than animals. We want to thank Prince Ezem for giving his time for this program. And we'll be having him here again on Friday with the Oduduwa nation people. We have the Alliance in Focus on Friday, and so our people will be coming together on Friday, and we have the Oduduwa nation and Biafra nation coming together on this platform to actually talk and discuss. So it will be massive here on Friday, and I want to assure you that it's going to be very, very, very interesting. So join us on Friday. Prince Ezem will be here also. Ngozi Orabweze will be here. We have Mr. Demola, Demola and Faleti will be here also, and somebody else from the Oduduwa nation will be here also. We're going to be 4 people or 5 on that day, Friday, 4 p.m. Biafra time, Biafra Oduduwa time. And of course, we send our condolences to the family of those ones who have been killed at Ojota today. And it is what we have been suffering in Biafra land, and that's why together we must stand strong to say that no election in both in Biafra land and Oduduwa nation. We have to destabilize those places. We have to make sure that we destabilize the program of Fulani. Fulani must be dealt with, and that is what we stand for. And I assure you that tomorrow's program, on the program Evidence History, I'm going to be talking more, especially towards the area of religion. And I'm going to give you more analysis of information you need to know and the things you have to understand. But know this, I want you to send this message far, wide, and very wide. Please share this broadcast on all your platforms, social media platforms, anywhere. And I want you also to sell this narrative to the people. Tell these people, post it on your social media platforms. Tell them it is either you are a Nigerian or you are an intellectual. You can't be an intellectual and be a Nigerian, because Nigerians don't reason. So as much as you can't reason, you cannot process information. That means you can't be an intellectual. It is only somebody who processes information that you can call an intellectual. And as long as you are a Nigerian, you cannot. So what we want to do is that we want to save them from the concept of being Nigerians and also to become intellectuals. So the opposite of being intellectual is being Nigerian. And that's it. The opposite of being intellectual, write it on all your social media platforms. The opposite of being intellectual is being Nigerian. If you are a Nigerian, you can never be an intellectual. So it is when you see people talking nonsense, you ask them this simple question: are you a Nigerian or an intellectual? The answer they give you will tell you the kind of human beings they are at the level of their thinking faculty. And that's the truth, because you can't be a Nigerian and be an intellectual. So thank you so much. And I want you to understand, tomorrow I'm going to give you more analysis on why it is cheaper to fight this war that Fulani has brought to us than to join in election. And I will tell you the repercussion of the election. And of course, you remember we talked about the intention of the Fulanis regarding the concept of the election and using the election. Remember, the election is like you approving of this conquest regularly. From 2014, when Nigeria expired, even the expiration of Nigeria, originally it was not even a legal entity anyways, but they are counting the expiration by their own term and their own timing, which they calculated for 100 years, from 1914 to 2014. So it became 100 years. And of course, which even if it was illegal, it was still a calculation that we had to go through and endure. And now since then, what they do is they try to make you validate this thing by election. You keep validating it by election. Every 4 years, you will by yourself thumbprint to endorse Nigeria. And every time you endorse, you thumbprint. You actually endorse the killing of somebody else. You actually endorse poverty. You actually endorse killing you in protest. You actually endorse and approve of them starving you. You actually endorse and approve of them stealing your resources in Biafra land. You actually endorse and so many things are happening. Tomorrow we're going to be discussing more on these facts so that we can, this radical sensitization program and awareness for freedom will actually reach the nooks and crannies of the whole Biafra land and all over the nations of the world where Biafrans are found, and so that we can make this sensitization and program go live and direct to every corner. Thank you all. I appreciate you all who have sent messages. You know, I can't name your names. Let me see if I can try to name the names. We have Uzamaka Nicholas. We have my queen mother, Lola the lady. We have her here. We have Messi and Wala. We have Onyeka Chiku and AK. We have Mouthpiece 09. We have of course, Mouthpiece will be coming. I don't know, Mouthpiece, when are you going to be on space? And when are you going to be on space so that the people can join you on space, Twitter space? You can go to Twitter. You see Mouthpiece 09. You can see, once you click there, you will see her, and then just follow her. So once she's on space, you can join her. And of course, today we were on space. We spent 4 hours 30 minutes today on space. It was powerful. It was powerful. We had about almost 200 people in space on space today, and we spoke extensively. Mazisa Manepa actually gave us that that covering and backing on that program today, and so we actually had a real turnout today, and people came in to actually speak, and we had lots of I want you to go to Twitter, my Twitter handle, Kelechi Ambrose. You can listen to that space program today. Oh my God, just download it. It's not going to take much of your data because it is audio, so it's not going to take much data. Download it. It's 4 hours plus. Just listen to it and listen to the information that is there. Tomorrow we're going to continue on that narrative, and I tell you, it's going to be wonderful. And Ken Slides, thank you so much. Ted Hans, thank you for your submission. We have Mercy Nwala, Mercy Nwala, thank you so much, Mercy, for being here today. Mary Ike, thank you so much. Always you're here. My brother Onyeka Chiku, Ike, thank you for being here. John Almeida, of course, and Judith Nkechi. We have Judith Nkechi. We have Ma Gloria and Matthias. We have Blessing Chuku. We have Clement. We have Aubrey's Dishes. We have Victor Madu. We have we have Kevin Anene. We have Eliezer Thomas. We have okay, let me check for other names that I've not the ones that I've not actually called out. I'm seeing the same. Okay, we have Dennis Opalao Diego. Opala Ojiego. Okay. Dennis, the way you joined that name made me want to bite my tongue. We have Amaoku, of course. Amaoku, yes, we have you here. And we have Franco Franca Okonkwo. Okay, Margaret Jogwe, good to have you here as always. Yes, we have Project Breakthrough Package. We have Uche and Chineke. We have Uche Chineke here. We have Mrs. Adazion, our mother. She's here. You know, we have Ogolo Josh. We have Noeline Adiambo. You know, we have Diana Ogumbiadi, our Oduduwa sister. We have okay, let me see if we have another name that I've not mentioned before. Victor Madu, I've mentioned you. I think we have mentioned Victor Madu. We have Ogbonna Ephraim. We have Ogbonna Ephraim. We have Eminike Chigo, of course, he's here. We have Chidex Ahams, of course, Chidex Dollar Fox, yes, Opaga, Afamefuna. Thank you so much. You're here today again. You were here yesterday. We have Project Breakthrough Package for your life, health, and wellness. You know, that is an advert for a program for a particular, this kinds of health programs and all of that. We have who else have I not mentioned their name? Eric Barry, of course, and all of that, and every one of you watching from everywhere, wherever you're watching from. I want to appreciate you all for being part of this program. We have Obioma Elekwachi. Obioma, good to have you here. It's been a while. Thank you for joining again and being here. Please, if you didn't watch this program from top, go back and watch it from the beginning. We have Akachuku Okike Abiama. Thank you so much, Akachuku. Good to see you here also. If you didn't watch this program, watch it from top and all of that and all that. Thank you so much, Mouthpiece. Keep up the good work. Comrade, more power to your elbow. Thank you so much. And I receive it. Thank you so much, everyone. And I appreciate you all for being here. Tomorrow, 4 p.m. Biafra time. We have Everest the Meadow. You are here too. Thank you so much, my brother. And for those of you watching, wherever you're watching, all over the nations of the world, I want to appreciate you. I want to thank you for what you're doing. I want to thank you all because it is good to have you. And it's a loving thing to understand that we have our people ready for freedom. And I tell you, our freedom is coming in 55 days. If they like, they should move the election. When they move it, we'll follow them and we know what to do. We know how to handle them. And of course, and all of that. We're going to get it and nothing will stop us. So 55 days from now, we're going to carry out the actions the way we have determined them to carry. And I tell you, please listen for instructions. Just make sure you listen for instructions. Everybody get your bounce on, prepare yourself, listen to instructions. Once you get the instructions, just get ready. Remember, on the 23rd to 26th, 28th day of February, there are some instructions that will come to you and what you have to do, and please propagate this gospel everywhere. And of course, the handbills for the freedom, no election and referendum, no election in Biafra land is everywhere. The soft copy and the hard copy. If you have opportunity to print hard copy, you print in your area. You can print the small ones and begin to share around. You spread it on the road. People can pick it and watch and listen and read and all of that. Send it to families everywhere. Get the information right because you are an ambassador of truth. And as an ambassador, you must spread the gospel of truth. And that is the cause of what we're doing because we must get our freedom. We must get our nation and build our nation. And every resource that is in our nation will be used to develop our nation, not Fulani nation. Anywhere they are taking our resources, we're going to build our nation. And together we're going to enjoy the benefits. And all over the nations of the world where we are, we're going to return to Biafra land and we're going to be happy and rejoice that we are back home and we can now, heave a sigh of relief. Leave a sigh of relief that yes, we are back home. Tomorrow, I'm going to be giving you one critical point that you must understand, and I'm going to analyze it very, very well tomorrow so that you can have information about it. 4 p.m. Biafra time, Oduduwa time. And of course, once more, my Oduduwa brothers, I want to say sorry for what has happened today and send my condolences. And of course, the condolences of the media team and autopilot. Of course, on behalf of Mazi Samonekpa, I say here that we send our condolences to you. Sorry for that. We win, we move on, and we must get our freedom, and we must get rid of this contraption. And of course, because that is what is killing us. And thank you so much. I'll be on space on 7 p.m. Biafra time on Friday. All right. Mouthpiece will be on space 7 p.m. Biafra time on Friday, even if we are going to be having joint media broadcast that period. Of course, you'll be on space anyways, 7 p.m. So those of you who can be there, you have to be there and to join her on that program. Thank you so much all. I appreciate you wherever you are watching from. And please share and like this video. Very, very important. You must like this video because when you like it, the more the likes we have, the more people want to watch because they want to know what you like. When they see that people like this video very well, they want to watch it. So you circulate it on all social media platforms that you belong. And then also you subscribe to the channel if you have not, because we must grow this channel according to what we have to do because it's a platform, a hallowed platform of truth. So please, we must grow it. And I want to appreciate our guest, Prince Ezem Iheanacho, for the exposition, for everything. He's going to be here on Friday with the Oduduwa Nation as we have the program on Friday. Tomorrow, join me in On Evidence History on this platform. And please get yourself ready. Whatever information you have around you or around Biafra land that the people need to know, and you can send them forth. You can send me private messages on that. Whatever question you want to ask or information you want to send, you can send me a private message on the number on the screen, or you can call in tomorrow in the program tomorrow by 4 p.m. Oduduwa Biafra time, and we're going to discuss it, and you can give the information to Biafra people. Thank you so much all. I appreciate you all, and may Chukwu Okike bless you. And remember, I always want to play this video to actually stir your spirit up. This video of this our lady, this our strong lady. Watch it again.
Of Biafra.
We've lived in the north for so many years, and the reward the houses could give my poor father was to kill him. He was the first man killed in the May massacre. After being chased for some few yards, they shot at him, and then when they got him, they had to slice him into two. Like, you know, when you want to slice your bread into two, a human being being sliced into two. Can you imagine such a thing? Biafra is going to emerge as a nation. You know, despite the support of Britain, Russia, Egypt, and some other friends of Nigeria, we all will surely come out as a nation because we are fighting a just cause. Even a little child on the street will tell you this. We shall never go back to Nigeria again. God's grace will surely emerge as a nation. And so, as far as this war continues, we'll fight to the last man.
Be like this lady, speak like this lady, act like this lady, behave like this lady. She is a prophetess, and she's a typical example of what an average Biafran should be today. And so this message from her, you have to carry it out as if it is you. She said this thing in the midst of war in 1967. She was speaking this way, even in the midst of war. And that is a message for you today from her. So now she's counting on you to make that prophecy to come to pass. And that is why you must stand tall and strong. Thank you so much for being part of this program. See you tomorrow by 4 p.m. Biafra time, Oduduwa time. Chukwu Okike bless you. Elohim bless you very good.